January the 6th. This is already 5 days longer than I thought I would keep up with this video diary thing. Fitting the day, I saw a meme today. If the 3 wise men had been women, they'd been on time to deliver the baby, clean the barn, and pre-cook meals for a week. It made me laugh. It still does, but it's not what I want to talk to you about today. A Facebook friend of mine, Brunel Landrum, posted about her temporary move to Tunisia. It stirred memories. The year is 1991. For the very first time in my life, I was to set foot into an airplane. Our destination was Hammamet in Tunisia. My parents had booked us a 3-week vacation. The problem? We arrived on January 16th. On January 17th, the first Gulf War started with an aerial bombarding campaign of Iraq. Tunisia was an ally of Iraq. We were officially on enemy territory. The traveling agency offered all tourists to relocate to Mallorca immediately. My parents told the agent, "Wait a second, ask us in 2 weeks if we will still want to relocate. For now, we are staying." We were only 4 of 6 people staying in Hammamet. There was this one old lady who always wintered in Tunisia. And then there was this young man. Since the hotel stayed open only for the 6 of us, we naturally sat together a lot. On one such occasion, I talked about my experience of my first flight, of crossing the snow-covered Alp, of seeing shapes only known from maps with my own eyes, of clouds and the Mediterranean seas, of bees in my stomachs and problems with my ears. On one of the following nights, the young man talked about flying. And he repeated my story. Only my story had become his reality. Impossible? No. We humans, it turns out, really struggle to differentiate imagination from reality. A new study from University College London, involving over 600 participants and published in Nature Communications, shows that the more vividly a person imagines something, the more likely it is that they believe it's real. The study came about because neuroscientists had discovered that imagination and perception rely on overlapping brain circuits. So, given that the same circuits are involved, the question arose, how can we be sure what is real and what's not? And the answer is, we can't. We judge if something is real or imagined based solely on how vivid we experience it. This finding is validated by neuroimaging that shows that our brain encodes the strengths or vividness of real and imagined stimuli in a very similar manner, confusing reality and imagination. These results suggest, counterintuitively, that there is no categorical difference between imagination and reality. The difference is in degree, not in kind. Like so many things, it's a spectrum. Now, in most people today, imagination is relatively weak, and the chance to confuse it with reality is low. But it's not like people who can't distinguish between their personal experiences and stories told to them, like this one man and young man in Tunisia, are absolutely rare. One number I read put their share in the total population at 20%. I wonder if it was far higher in the medieval population, leading to the radical different perception of reality. And then, reading and reflection helped to mark out a clearer border between the two. Not that it's really clear. I count on it, because as the findings of the study show, if imagination becomes strong and vivid enough, it gets treated by our brain as reality. Now cue in new technology, virtual reality or brain stimulation, novel sources of strong sensory signals. They will make it almost impossible for our brain, as it is today, to tell apart reality and unreality. The possibilities for manipulation of who's thoughts of people are innumerable. But we don't even have to go into the future. A stimuli can end up like when you see certain images with a certain message over and over again, always triggering a specific feeling. After a while, it will become a reality, even though it is not true. That's social media and the algorithms. People already use them to use you to deliver them their power. So train your brain to keep a distance and to think for yourself.